Good evening. I would like to call the December 4th, 2025 Wall City Council meeting to order. Carolyn, would you please call roll?
Stan Anderson,
Here.
Morgan,
Here.
Houston,
Here.
Williams,
Here.
Hoff,
Here.
Mike Anderson,
Here.
Hoffman.
Here.
We do have a quorum.
Okay, let's stand and say the pledge of allegiance. Deputy Colonel, would you please lead us?
I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Is there any order of business for emergencies?
None,
Is there attendance on Zoom?
no.
And so then that brings us to the deputy report. So Deputy Kerner, we invite you to the podium. Good evening.
Good evening. So our monthly report for Wall, there wasn't too much anything out of the ordinary. A lot of quiet days, a lot of quiet hours, how we like it around here. There was a decent amount of accidents in the surrounding area, mostly having to do with that first snow that we had, as well as some car versus animals, but nothing too crazy. I believe only two of them had injuries, and I believe one of those was a car versus deer. The other one, I think, is that large semi over by Wasta that some of you may have seen if you're driving the interstate, but beyond that, there's been no injuries to make report of. Beyond that, everything else has been pretty quiet, nothing too crazy going on.
Very good. Have you been able to kind of connect with the school and some of the students a little bit since you've been here?
We've had the opportunity to meet with some of them, yeah. I've been to the school a couple times, not too many, and then was it yesterday with the Wall Drug having their pancake kind of festive night with Santa and all that. I stopped in there, talked to some of the workers as well as some kids who were running around enjoying themselves.
Good, very good. Okay, any other questions? Okay, well, thank you. Thank you for being here.
Yeah.
Okay, that moves us on to, I would accept a motion to adopt the agenda.
So moved.
Mike moved and Dan seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Do we have anyone that needs to declare a conflict of interest this evening with anything on the agenda? Hearing and seeing none. I would, if you've had an opportunity to review the minutes, I would entertain a motion to approve the minutes of the November 17th meeting.
So moved.
Zach moved.
Second.
Mike seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. In your packet was the claims, or is the claim for the city of Wall, as well as fire department, library, and cemetery. The total for the city is $83,027.39. Fire department is $1,191.75. Library is $1,203.94. And the cemetery is $100. Is there a motion to approve these claims?
So moved.
Dan moved,
Second.
Rick seconded. Are there any questions or concerns about any of the claims for Carol or Kate? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. You had in your packet an opportunity to review the on-call schedule, including employee overtime, sick, and vacation report. Also, the expense budget to date. The sales tax and BBB tax report. And also 2 building permits that were approved. One for a garage at 201 West 5th It's detached and the building permit inspection is attached. As well as the governor's home that is moving into 320 Kelly Avenue. And again, the diagram is on the back and the inspection report has been attached. And both of those, because they met all specifications, have been approved by the zoning administrator and Garrett. This brings us to public comments. At this time, this is an opportunity for members of the public to discuss or express concerns to the council with any issue on or not on the agenda. Action will not be taken until it can be added to the next meeting agenda. Each person will have 3 minutes to address their concern. Do we have anyone from the public that would like to address the council this evening? Yes, Wayne.
Just a reminder on last board meeting, I didn't get on the agenda for the pickleball courts, whether Garrett and Garrett, whether tearing the old courts out. Or if we were to go somewhere else in the park. If
So did-
anybody had somebody, one of your members that maybe had a issue with it or something in your words. So I'll get on the agenda next. I'll have it on the agenda next meeting. I think it was 17 over here.
But one of the reasons we put that off last time is because Garrett wasn't here. And the council wasn't in a position to really take a position at that time. And so, Garrett, what they're proposing is, for the pickleball to be at the park where the,
Tennis courts.
tennis courts are now, and basketball courts.
I visited with you, Mary, on that one day in the office.
Or for the grass area to the north of that, and I wanted an opportunity for you to give your input to the council. So, because you had some thoughts about
Yeah,
that.
I thought it'd be good to use, I don't know about all of the tennis courts, but part of the tennis courts and.
I would say resurface the whole thing. If we're searching for grants, I would like to just resurface the whole thing.
Yeah, I would.
Because it's all in, and remove the fence on the south side.
Mhm.
And I didn't expect an answer tonight since I didn't get on the agenda,
Right.
but just for your information and food for thought. We'll get on it next meeting if Carolyn reminds me.
So, with that being said, does anyone have questions for Garrett?
What about the skateboard part of the tennis courts there?
Those parts just move around.
Oh, okay.
There's 2 rails that are bolted down and those can be moved pretty easy, but.
You'll still be able to skateboard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me know when I'm going exact.
Yeah, okay. Be filming it.
Okay, any other thoughts for Garrett or questions about that? Okay, so, yes, let's make sure we get it on the agenda then for the next meeting and well,
Sounds good. Thank you.
that's all you had tonight
For
for that? Okay,
public comment.
okay, very good. I just, no. Okay, is there anyone else that would like to address the council? Okay, that brings us to the Wall Economic Development Report then.
All right. Good evening, everybody. So I just wanted to report what I've been doing in the last month, and mostly what I've been dealing with is our annual meeting, which was our 10th annual meeting, for Wall Economic Development. So we did a recap of everything. We also launched our new mission statement, and some of you got them at the meeting, and some of you have them on your desk. We have new lighters to go with that because it's inspire growth and ignite action in our community. So that is engraved on the side. Those are chargeable plasma lighters and they work really well. I've been using one at home. So just wanted to share that with you. We presented some business awards at that. Hanson's Inn got business expansion and retention. They've done a lot of good work over there. Fly Badlands won it for new business development. Small Town Glow for hometown success. And Dakota Resources, who's been a friend of economic development and have really helped out my board and myself this last year. And at the annual meeting, we announced that we will be hosting the Energize Conference coming May 6th and 7th of next year. Those breakout sessions will be hosted in the businesses in the community to help kind of inspire them to buy stuff and wander around our community. We'll be giving them some wall bucks to get them started. And the last community that did this, in the 2 days they had it, they had an economic impact of over $56,000 for that community. And that was Platt, and we have way more to offer and way more fun things to buy here. So I think we can do better than that. So that will be May 6th and 7th of next year. I also hosted a grant writing class. It was very well attended. I had 12 people. We hosted, other communities came in and paid for the class. Miss South Dakota Rodeo grant writer came in, and I cannot remember, I always wanna say Hot Springs, but that's not it. One of the fire departments, volunteer fire departments came in, to look for grant writing, help as well, and that was well received, and, I did get the slides, so I'll be sending those out to those people that came to that. It went really, really well. It was a 6-day class, and we finished up just before the play, so we could all watch that, the high school play, musical that year. And then, I sat down with Hannah, our rep from, the Governor's Office of Economic Development, to help discuss some possible funding and grant options for upcoming projects that I have. I'm looking at starting an incubator, to encourage our youth to come back and start businesses here in Wall, as well as our alumni. I've had several parents, and some students approach me saying, I'm in school and I'll be finished soon, and I would like to maybe start my business here. So we're gonna get that launched and hopefully help some of those kids come back here and build here and bring those trades that we desperately need here in Wall. Collaborating with the school to start a year-round greenhouse to sell fresh produce to the community and beyond, called Fresh Grow. And working with Dr. Sally on that, we're really excited about that program. And I'm also gonna help try to market our community center a little bit, to send out flyers to encourage other organizations to come to Wall year round, to host their meetings here. Like West River Electric comes, but there's tons of organizations across the state, and we're the state, so I think it would be a great place to bring some of those organizations to come here and host those meetings. So that's what I've been up to in the last month. Any questions for me? No? All right, thank you.
Okay, chamber report.
Okay. Hang on, your other hat.
Okay, we've been working on, we spent quite a bit of time working on the celebration, or not celebration, the holiday giveaways and all that stuff. We got our budget in for most of the wall bucks, so we got that kind of taken care of. The pancake supper last night was 600-ish. We gave away, we had 175 bags, we had 4 left, so quite a few kids come through last night. And on their drawings for the children, the $25 winners were Bert Frank, Ava Shearer, Palmer Clark, Hayden Bazette, Candace Norman, Owen Heathershaw, Stetson Carter, Harrison McSpartan, Daniel Ludeman, and Camden Nair. The adults were Mark Bobchek, Ty Eisenbrown, Patrick Alexander, Billy Poe, Linda Hiltner, congratulations, Candace Caesar, Paul Paulson, Dorian Skillingstad, Kelsey Clark, and Liz Devaney. The shopping spree winners were Kim Hancock, Abby Moon Pelton, Odious Scadarius.
He lives
That's that, yeah.
by the Methodist Church.
The guy that lives by the Methodist Church. Right now, our focus right now, we did get our job application posted and hopefully we get some, people to apply for that. Also our year-end stuff for budget items that need to be being approved by your next council meeting, so. Seem to be staying busy with it all.
Alright.
Good.
Any questions?
was,
One man, it's hot in here. He said, so he said.
They cold during the parade?
No, I was not. Thank
Well, thank you. Okay, Zach, you had an agenda request.
Yeah, I was just. Got put on the agenda to see if we can come up with some type of solution. For the extra. Garbage for like when people renovate their houses or get new furniture, mattresses. Since the transfer station is no longer. Available for our residents. Could we talk with Kiefer about getting a roll off and have them. Put it up for us? Or any other suggestion?
When we met with them, that was kind of a comment that, even just to put one in the transfer station so that they could pull it out, but we would be billed for that on a monthly basis. And it's kind of expensive.
Yeah, could we talk with them again, just kind of see what their rates are for it? Because I feel it's a pretty big, deal that got taken away from our residents. For their extra, trash.
Zach, did you hear any numbers on people that doing a remodel or something, the expense they had to incur because of that?
No, well, there's one right here that could probably speak on it.
Can I?
Go ahead, yeah.
So even before my remodel, my kids are growing, obviously, and I had to buy them all new beds. I bought them all new dressers, new tables. That was sitting in my garage for months until I finally had to pay somebody to come and take that out. And then, I just remodeled my house. I had all new flooring, all new baseboards, all new trim around my windows, doors. That garbage sat in my yard for weeks. I could not get a dumpster. Kiefer would not supply me one. I did find somebody who was gonna get me a dumpster. It was gonna cost me $685 just to get the dumpster here. So I ended up having to pay to get all that removed. But, I didn't want, so that garbage sat in my yard for quite a while just because all my flooring had to be torn up. And it didn't make sense to make several trips with the wear and tear, to my contractor. He had to rent a dump trailer. It was very inconvenient for him. He's actually has a lot more jobs lined up in Wall, and it was a huge inconvenience for him. And he actually gave me quite a deal, but it's very expensive. And I'm not sure, do we own the transfer station? I'm just trying to understand like why we're not allowed to use it. Why isn't there like a day, like once or twice a month to where we're allowed to go do something like that? Do we not own the transfer station?
Well, the city owns the building, but there's
There's
There's nothing in there to-
Right? There's
right,
nothing in
the
there.
keepers had a semi in there that you could dump into. There's nothing in there now. It would just be,
And then I even, one time I put some extra garbage next to my garbage can because I thought I could. I didn't know I could. And they actually wrote on my, garbage can in a white Sharpie saying all extras must be taken to the transfer station. Then Where? How? I don't know how. And right now I have a couch in my backyard because I bought new furniture. I have a coffee table back there in my garage, which I can't park in. I have bookcases, shelving units, and I have no way of disposing them.
Anything made out of just straight wood and metal, you can take to the roadside,
And where is that?
east of town.
The dump.
Oh,
And I can just go out there and dump it.
no, you gotta call me and then I'll set up time to go out there. So anything like wood, sheet rock.
Okay,
white
what
goods,
about, what about my carpeting, my old flooring, my,
that would have to go in the garbage because we can't accept it there.
Insulation and stuff too, have to.
Right, anything.
and like this winter, I'm remodeling my bathroom too. Like, and I just remember too, like, back in the day, we used to have spring cleaning days.
Still do.
When?
Year? We have cleanup day every day in May. Every year in May.
Where people can just set their furniture and all that stuff out there?
No, we don't pick it up at the curb, no. You go to the, went to the transfer station.
And that's once a year.
Yeah. Yeah, they have free pancakes for everybody that helps clean up.
It's the first weekend in May, usually, first Saturday.
But I mean, once a year really isn't enough, is it?
Can I make a comment? I will actually, first time I'm hearing that we can dispose stuff during this cleaning day. As far as I know, we just go clean stuff and pick up the garbage. And you guys pick up the tires. I never heard that people allowed to take stuff during that day. This is news to me. Which is
I
part-
It used to be back in the day, the transfer station was open the whole time because we had,
Roadside's always been open.
we had someone that worked with Kiefer that lived in town and then they, you know, this transfer station was open for because they had an employee. But now they're coming from Rapid.
Well, I thought it was also set up that they could call, people could call keeper and.
But I want a solution that doesn't pass on an extra cost to our residents. Right.
I also talked to several people today when I was at the basketball game and, a few people I talked to, like Kiefer quoted me a certain amount, then they quoted somebody else 75, and then they quoted somebody else. Like, all the quotes are so different. Like, my couch is huge. They quoted me $25. They quoted somebody else $75 for a futon. It was just like, so like the transfer station, like, is that where you used to be able to take
Yeah.
your furniture and
Cause there's a
stuff like
trailer,
that?
there's a trailer on the back wall that was parked underneath it had a little lip or whatever, but you threw it off over into the trailer.
And a lot of the people that I talked to, they have garbage in their backyard as well. A futon, the water heater, and I was talking to somebody who's cleaning out their shed, and they have a bunch of garbage sitting in their backyard as well. And I guess I'm kind of just tired of paying to have it taken to Rapid. Especially on top of your remodeling costs and. I mean, I'm just kind of confused why we don't do it.
And
I
if
would
people
try
have
to
to,
have a better understanding.
I think we got very, very lucky when Gary was here because he let
Very.
people do it for free and he was supposed to be charging the whole time. And I mean, you did take, I know he took stuff, carpet and stuff from contractors and he did charge them, but the residents, he was really good and just let them take stuff down there. And
Yeah, cause originally when the transfer station first started, you had to go weigh, you had to go to the elevator and have it weighed, you paid so much. A ton or pound, you paid by the weight to take it to the transfer station.
yeah,
So
that's the way
you were charged.
That's the way it worked when like a contractor took carpet and.
But you did get a free dump too every month.
Yeah.
With a paid water bill, correct, or
Yeah.
water, sewer and whatever. Have you ever thought about just buying a trailer? Put it in the bottom. Once a year, call up Miller or I don't know, whoever, have them dump it. Haul it to pier or wherever you wanna go. You ever thought of that? Cost that.
I mean, there's, because I just had a person approach me today about this same issue about, you know, even if you have an extra bag of garbage, you have to call them and they charge you, what, $25 to come and pick up an extra bag
It's
of
supposed to
garbage.
be from 5 to 25, depending on what
Whatever
the
it is,
size is.
But then you, I mean, it might be 2-3 days before they come and get it. They don't-
No, you said it, like,
I just
pickup
did
was
that.
Thursday.
For an
And
extra
if you,
can, they charged me 10.
$10, yeah,
But don't you have to call them 24 hours in advance?
yes, it is true.
And I think it also depends on the size.
Go to set your garbage out and you gather up all your garbage home, well, it's not all gonna fit. So then you've gotta set on it for a week.
Right.
It's not. It's not,
I see.
but I think we need to try to come up with something.
My concern with this is no one has any place to take this anymore. We lost Gary, who was, we didn't know what an asset that was. That dumpster in the park has more action than any place else in town. You find everything.
Yeah, it's one back here, it does too.
But I mean, you can find chairs, you can find tables, you can find stuff leaned against there. What does that cost the city to have that dumped? And is that more than once a week? It probably should be. Everything gets hauled up there in the park. Because
Not
no
all of
one,
it, but.
no, but I mean,
I mean, this one's pretty big.
people are desperate, they don't have.
A lot of that, I mean,
What does this cost to have these dumped?
I can't remember.
That one they dump for free.
The park they do, yeah.
This one back here?
That one and the one at the park are, that's part of the contract deal that they supply those and dump those for free for the city.
And so the one at the park is supposed to be taken out. And I forgot this year, but usually we take it out at the
I think I'd leave.
first part of
it,
November.
If it's free, what's the difference?
There's a lot of people that come from the country that put their stuff in there.
Oh, yeah, I mean.
That's the problem with the public,
No, yeah.
you know?
Yeah, we had a really good thing going down there with that roll off until everybody just started piling everything.
Well, and that stuff, somebody said put it in the transfer station, why not? Perfect. The only way they can dump is if you open it or, you know, somebody that works there, you know exactly what goes in there. And it can't blow away.
But would they actually, or would they just start dumping outside the door rather than call
Well,
them
yeah,
and make it a
cameras
park?
down below.
Get some cameras to put up there.
I feel like it was getting taken advantage of, and I didn't really know this, but I mean. These people are tired of not parking in their garages, maybe. They go there and dump it. And there's nowhere to dump it, and they just drove all the way out there. I mean, I guess I would have left it there too.
I know we can find a solution. And then the garbage rate's gonna come up on your monthly water bill, because, I mean, it's gonna cost. Everything costs nowadays, and to get rid of it, like Kent's idea of a trailer and hiring somebody once a month.
No,
It's a
no,
good
it wouldn't be
idea.
once a month. It'd be probably every 6 months, maybe.
Well,
Yeah.
What you guys
I
are,
mean,
but I mean, it just costs money, and
When people find out they take it.
When it costs money, they're gonna throw it anywhere. You're gonna see it dumped at the rifle range, you're gonna see it dumped in little badlands.
Which it is, right?
You're gonna see it and.
And that's not your-
You're not gonna stop it.
I just wish we as residents here had an option of being able, I mean, like, I change out my rugs all the time. And then now I have rugs sitting in my garage and I have nowhere to take them.
Katie, how much did you, were you able to find out how much Norderwood charges for their roll
No, they weren't, not, you know, they leave a little bit earlier than we do here, so she was gone when I went to go call them and I wasn't able to get to it today. So
Okay.
I'm not sure, because wonder if they do have a roll off from, I think it's from Heber, but I'm friends with one of the council members and I know that they have it's a monthly charge. but he didn't think it was a lot. But he also didn't know what that, I mean, he didn't know what that was, so.
They do.
But they have a spot where, at the dump, where you can go, they have it open, it's like every other Saturday is weather permitting, where residents can go dump large items and.
And it's Keeper that picks up that roll off,
I think
or it's garbage service.
I'm sure it is, yeah, because it's, I'm pretty sure I've used it and I'm sure it says keeper on the side, but.
It's not, it is inside or it's not?
No, but it's behind a locked gate. You have to either, well, every other Saturday, it's not, it's back where you can dump your tree limbs and your metal, they've got different areas where you can go dump, but then they've got that roll off in there where you can utilize that. So like every other Saturday until noon, I believe it's unlocked, but then if you want to use it any other time, you have to go get the key. But it gets abused also, I mean.
Yeah, we just had such a mess down there. It was, when the roll off was there at the transfer station, it was a disaster. And people were dumping stuff and then it would blow. And pretty soon it was across the road. And so,
Yeah, I think you'd want it inside the transfer station so you can police it. Just so everybody can't pull up and pull stuff that's not supposed to go in there.
Garrett actually thought we had some out of town contractors.
Yeah.
You could keep up on it, I'm sure. I'm not the only person sitting on a bunch of junk. People are wanting to get rid of their stuff.
So we had the same issue on the ambulance. We had two big desks. We didn't know what to do with them. And we do have a director who is in Rapid City. We actually ended up not needing it, but he told us he could haul it to Rapid City because he pays his water bill. And if you pay the water bill, which is not Rapid City by any means, if you pay your water bill, you go to their station or transfer station, whatever it's called, with your water bill, and you're allowed to dump stuff once a month because you have a bill. And right now, what it looks like to people, we're raising rates, but we're taking service away. So yes, the rates keep going up, but service keeps going down. So there's gotta be solution. I don't know if you open it once a month, whatever, but I think we here today just to talk about this has to be a solution. And everybody throwing ideas. So I guess just we need to think how we can solve it.
So just so you know, anything wood, desks, anything building material wise, as long as it's not trash, can go to the rubble site.
We can hold that desk to the level site that.
We got rid of.
And a couch and
We got rid of-
carpet.
No, you can take the couch. We'll get the fabric on it.
And that's the thing, couch, mattresses.
Mattresses.
We don't, the city doesn't have a way to dispose of them either. We're gonna have to pay somebody to take them.
That's why I roll.
But we used to before, right?
No,
Then how did you get rid of it before?
Gary lets you do it. when-
He wasn't supposed to.
He was,
He was supposed to have been charged before, but he didn't.
But like even if you charged us here, I mean,
But we don't have a truck.
Yes,
Anything is
that-
hauled off. Once it's in the
People are-
transfer station, there's no way of getting it out of the transfer station. We don't have a truck or trailer.
Keepers did not want the transfer station, they didn't want, we didn't have a choice, did we?
No.
They said they weren't taking it. And nobody else wanted to pick up our garbage, so we were pretty lucky just to get keepers. Pick up our garbage.
Cheaper only.
So is that, there used to be a Facebook page or something for not the city, but, people could put things on there to sell or to give away or whatever. So is that still active? Is that a resource that people can use? To just, bookcases and, old couches, maybe somebody else could use it, or tables. There's still a site there, on the wall.
Wall online garage sale.
Yeah.
okay, so Garrett has given his solution as to what can go. here at our rental site. Keepers do offer the next to the trash can opportunity as long as it's 24 hours in advance notice. Supposedly, it's supposed to cost between $5 and $25 depending on the size. So does anyone else have any other solution, or how do we want to respond to these questions tonight?
Ask Keeper how much it would cost to dump their roll off and see if it's not anything ridiculous, cause if they're doing it for, you wonder what they should be able to do with us if we got a contract with them.
Well,
And where they cut short on the contract too, where they're supposed to have that transfer station and pay for it and they're not.
we're not gonna come up with a solution tonight. but
No.
I would like to see us keep, looking at some options. Just try to come up with
Maybe
something.
there'd be some private, I think like Stephen Edoff doesn't.
No kidding, he's got a dump trailer, and I'm sitting here thinking, if somebody really wants to take this on, there's dump trailers that you can rent,
Right.
load them up, let these people pay somebody else, and they haul it to Rapid or whatever.
Yeah, when I remodeled my house, that's what I.
You just
got a
did it.
roll off. I took the building material down there, but I had to rent a roll off to get rid of all the insulation and carpet and.
Well, and that was a concern that Kiefer had as well, was if they have something down there, they want to be able to staff it as to what's going in, because when we had it there before, stuff that was getting dumped in there that wasn't approved, it actually cost them even more money. So for us to put that on like Garrett, the man, it basically it has to be staffed was their point, and that's where they just said, we don't want anything to do with any of it. Cause they didn't want to send somebody down here to unlock it and man what was going in and out of there. So
So can you do it once a month? And Garrett can go and put 2 hours and it.
I think it would be worth the conversation with Kiefer to see if that's even a possibility.
You wouldn't even bring
I think
it
I
up.
talked to Stephen Edoff, somebody like that.
But I think, just the conversation with them, just to see, I mean, it's ultimately up to them, because we don't have the truck and we don't have, besides, a couple names that have come up, but I mean, I think we're probably looking at a lot more trash than one little trailer. It's
Oh, I
gonna,
think so.
So, I mean, the conversation with
Up in one trip.
the one with Kiefer, I think we just visit with them and see if maybe we can't try to come up with something.
Okay.
And go from there. And I mean, if Garrett, I don't know really if we want to get involved with that, but just telling them, if you guys want to keep it open for one Saturday a month and send somebody down here for 3 or 4 hours, just to man what's going in and out of there, they might be fine with that. I mean, it's a service, we're gonna have to pay for it, but it might not be as, crazy as we think.
That would be awesome.
Would you check with, Miller? Down at Kadoka? I believe. But he runs a garbage system, he's got the trucks and everything. Ask him what it would cost, just to put the truck underneath the, where they go in the transfer station. Leave it there for a week, every month or something maybe.
So is this Miller
know.
from Kadoka?
Isn't that where he's from? They're the Miller that holds garbage out on where.
That's his
He's
name.
done
Maybe it's Phil.
Mobridge.
That's,
Nah, this guy's local, but maybe it ain't Miller.
because when we had our,
Jamie hauls for
Garbage
it now and
for
then. We could
bid.
ask him.
and people knew that Sanders had quit and we were having to go to Keepers, they called and asked him. I thought the guy, I didn't catch his name, but I thought he was from Murdo, and he said that that's about all our options were. I didn't hear that Kadoka had their own service.
Well, they got a transfer station. I don't know if Miller still uses it or what, but check into it. Maybe it's, feasible.
Yeah, but they were shutting down.
Called.
Yeah, and they don't show up on
Right.
Google anymore, that's where I found them. and they don't show up there anymore.
And they were from Kadoka, weren't they?
Yeah, I
But
think-
they were not gonna service anywhere other than Kadoka or something?
No, I
Or
think they were
they were
shutting down completely.
cause yeah, we
When,
We're
yeah, when
trying
that
to find-
contract went up.
I can call the finance officer in Kadoka and visit with her.
Okay, all right, we do sorry, okay, thank you very much. Okay, that brings us to, the second reading of the supplemental budget ordinance. Would I have a motion to approve the second reading and then if this is approved, it'd be published on December 10th, effective December 30th. Stan moved
Second.
and Zach seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. All right. Carolyn, would you like to address the legal publications?
So Mary had kind of mentioned it last meeting that, the current was closing. The Rogalette business in Phillip, I can't come up with the name right now.
Pioneer.
And
So
Proctor.
they are not closing, only the current, which serviced New Underwood, Wasta, the school, and us. Which leaves us to find another newspaper. We sent to the attorney, he actually called all of these places as well to let us know. And referenced that, there's state statute out there that if there's newspapers in the county that you live in, you have to go with them. Because I thought maybe we could just go with the Pioneer Review then, you know, he said no. He didn't think so, but go ahead and check with the attorney, did, and he agreed that the way the statute reads, we have to go to somebody in Pennington County. Our two options are Rapid City Journal and Hill City.
And.
And the Rapid City Journal and Hill City are the only two options we have in Pennington County. I haven't had a chance to reach out to the Rapid City Journal, but Nikki with Wasta, she did contact the Hill City people. And it sounds like they're comparable in price. Their deadlines are comparable. We have to have the legals to the paper on Friday and they come out the next week, which was what we were doing. So price wise, it's not gonna be any different to go with them. And like I said, I haven't found out Rapid City yet. I will try to find out who I can call. They will provide us service, the current, until December 25th, and then they're done. So they also asked about, they have all of the old newspapers dating back to 70 something. And they're on stands, the way I understand it, and wondered if we would be interested in housing them. And I agreed that I thought we could put them upstairs in the room, and I thought it a nice kind of an archive to have.
How much room?
I'm sorry,
How much area would it take up?
was there 3 or?
There'd be 3 racks and they are about 2 feet deep, 3 feet wide and 7 feet tall. And there's 3 racks and they accommodate all the issues from early 1970s.
Sheesh. Is it a 7-foot roof up top? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Just got a hole in the ceiling.
Right.
All of the papers fit on that?
That'd be heavy.
That's unbelievable. If that doesn't work here, can you think of anywhere else that we could put those?
Think we're all thinking of
Yeah.
Well, I'm pretty sure that's where they'll go. Let's take them. So, I mean,
Cause it's.
find out.
Should definitely be like dry and you gotta be
Yeah.
careful with
Mouse
humidity.
free.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can make room upstairs.
There's a lot of room up there.
Not that much room.
Oh, yeah, not a lot, but I mean, enough for newspapers, as long, packed tight.
So also weight limit up there. So hopefully by next meeting, I will have comparable option for you between Park City Journal and Hill City, because you will have to make a decision. We usually did it every meeting in May, but we're switching, we're gonna do it now, and then we might go ahead and review it again in May so that everything's on the same cycle. So we'll have to do it right after January meetings.
Does it include the profit too? You know?
They keep, they're gonna keep the profit.
But it's in Hardy County still, where they're based.
Oh, yeah, still.
I have a question regarding the legal newspapers. If it's Rapid City Journal or Hill City, are those papers gonna be here in town for sale? Or people
I
have
would
to go-
assume, or people have to get a subscription here.
The journal isn't for sale in town now,
No?
no. I mean, you can get an online subscription, but, cause we used to carry it at the drugstore, but
No.
they don't deliver any place in town.
But I mean, our information is put out on our website, so. As far as what we have to publish, you know.
But if you publish like meetings for public, they're gonna be published in Rapid City Journal and,
Meetings for the public, we don't do that, no. What do you mean?
well, if you have planning and zoning committee, for example, you have to publish it, correct?
Oh, right.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, it's all for public that we have to publish, you know, even our, elections, and that's gonna be a struggle.
That's,
We don't have an option.
Good. Anything else on that?
No.
All right. Item 18, Carolyn, would you like to address that also, please?
So I was just wondering if the council would be interested in, since Christmas is on Thursday and Friday follows, and it then brings us right into the weekend, if you would consider this year granting all the city employees administrative leave on Friday, which is a paid leave. We don't have it in our policy to do that. I hope that I don't jinx our weather by requesting this, but if it should happen that I jinx the weather and we would get bad weather, then administrative leave would be given to the public works some other day when they wanted to take it, if we chose to do this. I just want to make sure that everybody gets it though.
Oh, okay. Okay, would you need a motion to approve that? or-
I do if they,
Okay.
and maybe you have other questions for me.
I just have a question, because the library is also a city department, would that include the library personnel?
To be closed.
Administrative leave?
Yeah.
Okay, any other questions?
I'm sorry.
Are we sure? About the library? That we can take the administrative leave, I mean, our director and our, assistant?
Yeah, I
Okay,
said
Yeah,
yes.
they're city employees.
yeah, okay.
Some of the,
Okay, Zach is moving
Second.
and Dan seconded. Any other questions or thoughts? All those in favor say aye.
All right,
Hey,
Opposed? Motion carries.
Just as a side comment, Katie was the only one in here the day after Thanksgiving, and she said it was very, very quiet, so I have a feeling Christmas would be even.
Phone didn't ring once.
Okay, the next item on the agenda tonight is a safety manual. And the reason that this, there was one in place before, this is a new version of that. And Carolyn, why did you need to proceed with a new safety manual?
Well, and I will indicate, I put the wrong safety manual out in the packet before I left, and so you were provided the wrong one anyway. So I would not expect action to be taken on this, but, every 3 years, we get a review from our insurance people through a company called Safety Benefits that they contract with to go around to whoever there's, why am I struggling with words tonight? They're people that they contract with, whatever, that we buy our insurance through.
Yeah, all the state and government employees, I don't know if you guys have safety benefits, but they provide like online training and do the MSHA training and inspect playground equipment, pool.
Yeah, and I don't, there was a new guy this year, maybe that had something to do with it, but we only had one write-up. A lot of times we have more than that, right, Garrett?
Yes.
And it didn't change from the 3 years before, but whether they just didn't notice it or something, found, but.
Care took care of all the problems.
Well, and we have a certain timeline to get them taken care of, and, the issue this time was a safety manual. Ours was outdated, it really didn't apply to us, which I agreed with too, and so they sent us a sample for a small town to use. And so I reviewed compared to our original and to what they sent us, and I pulled some from the original as well that wasn't covered in there that I felt was kind of important. But we went from 57 pages down to 6 pages. That's why I say you have the wrong one.
This is the wrong
Just
one.
read that whole
That's
thing,
the wrong
Mary.
one. I
I read
apologize.
all that for nothing.
Did you read? I'm sorry, Steve. I was waiting.
Now you'll be
how
able to
many
compare it. See how
I
good-
got, like I stayed up till midnight reading that one night. Sorry.
No,
So anyway, I will get the right one sent out, and I would like to have approval at the next meeting on it, because we have a certain timeline to get this rectified, and I'd like to get it done, so. Just wanted to mention that to you, that
Alrighty.
we're gonna skip right over this one, but explain why.
Okay, on to the next. Cross that one off. Okay, so what would you like to tell us about the NLC conference?
It was a great conference. This was my 3rd year attending as past president, and appreciate the opportunity to do that. It was in Salt Lake City, Utah. Not been in Utah before. They had several sessions that did seem to, either I understood it more or they just kind of geared towards us. They always have general sessions, which they kind of get people to give us like a pep talk or just speakers and that. So they always have those. They offered tours around Salt Lake this year. I chose to go to Park City where the Olympics were held in 2002, and they will be held again in 2034. They kept all their infrastructure that they put there, and they're actually utilizing it during the winter months for people crying out for the Olympics to keep training there and stuff. Is very interesting. $160 billion they cleared for the 2002 Olympics, which blew my mind. They were kind of going through a drought at this time because all that snow they get in the mountains comes down into a reservoir, and that's what they service their town with for water. And there was no snow there when I went. So they were a little, not frantic, but I'm sure that reservoir was really large, but anyway, so that was interesting. The other tour I took was, there's been quite a few movies filmed in Utah. Didn't realize, but found out that they were there. And so they took us around that, and I got to see a lot of the other town as well. They had sessions on AI, and we are on top of it with our reporter. I was sharing some of that information with people, and they're like, really? That's a thing? So we're on top of it. So I felt pretty good about that. The vendors, actually ran into some vendors that we actually have used before, which I didn't notice that before when I've been there. There were sessions on workforce, and then the closing ceremony, they had acrobatic entertainment, and these people were doing their flips and all that while they had skis on. So that was pretty cool. And always served lots of good food and stuff. So it was well attended, not as well as the year before. There were 4,000 in attendance, and this year there were only 3,500, but down a little bit. Still a lot of people. And then I brought back, the unpaid utility bill that I had spoke about a couple of meetings ago, and you each have gotten a copy of it. So I don't know where to go. I did call after the last meeting, let them know that, I would need to, get some kind of payment. Well, I guess I should have been more specific, because I got $20 in cash. And so we're still way behind. So I just don't know what kind of action it is. Do we proceed with water shut off, or what we need to do?
Can we hold off till next month? I mean, there's young children involved. It is,
That's you.
sorry, it is Christmas, come on, get at least 4 kids in school. It just, I know it's a bad deal, but I'm just thinking of the children.
Are there any other thoughts?
And I know we've been putting it off for what, 18, 19 months behind?
Probably not that long. I mean, never quite gets caught up, so.
And that's
Now
hard.
it's been since.
April.
April since the last payment, so yeah, this is the longest I've gone without payment.
And the 150 due on 12/10, that's not on the total here.
No,
So that'll be added on.
it's the old system, and then the 2 that I had to write in is the new system, so I just couldn't get it to mesh together, so sorry for that.
No, you're good.
It seems to me it's the wrong time of year to be shutting so many kids bathing or to have to go to school dirty. And I know it's, sorry. You'd like to just shut it off and be done with it, but
Would that be the consensus of the council to wait on this?
After, or this one.
So Carolyn, do you think, if you placed a different phone call, maybe a little more precise?
And urgency on it, did you tell them last one that it would be shut off?
I did, and then I was just kind of shocked at the amount that was paid, and so I didn't know what the next step would be. I mean,
Do we not have a policy that you only go something, I mean, most utilities say you have 6 weeks to pay your bill, and then you have a 2-week grace period, and then it's off. I think that should be black and white, and I agree, maybe now is not the right time, but maybe there should be a set rule on that, because the farther you let them go, the harder it is to catch up.
I think we're gonna have to put a deadline on it. It's gonna have to be paid in full by a certain date.
Make sure there's nothing in there written anywhere in the electrical system, if it dropped below a certain temperature, you could not leave them off, you have to turn that on. And is there any kind of a system, I know there's energy systems they can apply for, I don't know if that has anything to do with water, if they can get any kind of a system for that stuff, or if they even try, if they're not willing to try, I don't know what you do with it.
No, is there? I don't think there is energy. Water.
There is, we don't have, but.
Yeah.
So is it just the water that's behind or the whole bill?
The whole bill, it's all together, water, sewer, and garbage is on one bill.
And the bad thing about bills like these, the city's out sewer and water bill, but we have to pay Kiefer for the garbage every month. So they get their money for the garbage.
Correct.
So city is forking that over.
how soon after we shut the water off does the county come and take the kids?
I think we're gonna have to put a deadline on it and say, you've got. Otherwise, it's never gonna get taken care of.
Yep.
Maybe research that, maybe that's the thing you challenge them with, We gotta let the county know that we're shutting your water off, and you're still living in there. And they're gonna come and take your kids.
Well, I'm not gonna say.
I wouldn't make,
but
I wouldn't make
don't
a
know.
threat that you couldn't back up.
No,
Find out if you
I know we
have to let human services know or anybody. Or
We don't. We've had discussion on this at lots of conferences, and other cities are just as frustrated when they have customers like this too, that, you know, they,
Not making
our
an
only
effort to
recourse
help.
is to shut it off. I mean, we don't get any assistance or.
And you know, there's the kind of thing, if people find out, you know, citizens, that if you don't pay your water bill, nothing nothing happens. That's a bad precedence to set.
So what
I-
deadline?
I agree with Dan, we should set a timeline and stick with it.
The next cycle of the January cycle, when that bill is due.
I would say January 1. That's a clean start. I mean, if the timing's not good, but I mean, we're entering into cold season. It's not gonna be good timing for 3 to 4 months.
So that's a motion.
Sure.
Second.
Okay, Mike moved and Jerry seconded. January 1. Deadline for the total amount to be paid or some?
I think we need to have the total bill paid,
Okay, total bills paid.
otherwise. Can't.
Any other comments or concerns? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Okay. Katie, were you going to address utility bills and news services?
Sure. So, just that we've gotten all switched over in our system. It's not a new company. We just went from the software version to the cloud version. So they got us all switched over. We are aware that not everything migrated over perfectly. We know that, and some bills didn't print. We're hearing that too. Any customers that were previously on, enrolled in e-billing, those got kicked out of the system during the transition. So if you were signed up for the e-billing, please re-enroll in it, or you can call us and I'm happy to just click the button and turn it back on. If there's any issues, just please let us know. And we're appreciating everybody's patience as we kind of work through all the just kinks. It's gonna be really great once we get everything worked out, but just, you know, there's just things that we just gotta get straightened out before it's gonna be perfect for us. So, we've been working on that. And then, we also just want to apologize. There was not a lack of, or there was no code red alert that went out when the garbage didn't get picked up on Thursday, and it was picked up on Friday instead for the holiday. And it's because, we did put it out on Facebook and out on our website, but the code red, their whole platform went down. They had some kind of a cybersecurity attack and it shut down. And so then they had to create a new one, and they have been unable to get our contacts loaded. So, we weren't able to send out, many alerts. So I don't know what point in time we're going to be able to use that service. So, just as a reminder, Christmas and New Year's both fall on Thursdays, so garbage pickup will be on the following Friday for those days. And then, you know, we will continue to put things out on Facebook and the webpage, and then we are going to be discontinuing that code red service anyways. We had already planned on that. And so we have on the homepage of our website, there's a little tab where you can sign up for that new alert system. So even if you were signed up on the old one, we still need you to go in and sign up on the new one, but then we're gonna be getting everything switched over on that. And then, just lastly, it was a quick follow-up on our updated phone system, just because we knew that there was gonna be a significant savings on when we were switching to the new phones. And we knew that the phones were gonna be better, but we also knew the bills were gonna be lower, but just, to follow up on that, instead of just giving you a vague idea of it, our previous average monthly phone bill was about $588 over the past year. And now that our new one has gotten kind of leveled out, we've gotten the correct charges placed on the bills that they're supposed to be on, it's now up $347.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so just over the course of a year, we're gonna be saving about $2,892, so almost $3,000 a year just on the office phone. So just so that you guys know that when we're sitting here saying, oh, we're gonna save money on this, we are saving money on it. So, yeah, that's some good news.
Okay.
Well, that's all we have.
All right, thank you. Garrett, would you like to address snow removal?
Well,
We've
we're
had
just-
some,
Getting the snow removal stuff, and we don't go out and move snow unless there's 2 inches more snow, and, I really appreciate if everybody would push the snow out of the driveway and stuff out to the middle of the street. It is a city ordinance that you're not supposed to. Last storm, or the last snow wasn't real bad, but it was on like, what was it, Friday night, Saturday night or whatever, a bunch of people pushed some stuff out there and it didn't get cleaned up, so it's kind of a hazard. I don't know if that'd fall on us or if something were to happen, but. And then I think we'll put that on the alert too, if we're gonna move snow.
When we're talking about snow removal in the streets and stuff, I think there's vehicles and trailers that we need to get moved.
Yeah, there's just like camper,
That's been sitting there since June.
there's a pickup, quite a few pickups that have been sitting for quite a few months.
Over on Fourth, is that right?
On
Glen Street.
Glen Street. And Fifth,
North,
Morris, yeah.
trailer in North, been sitting there for a month.
Take care.
Getting to be quite a few
There's snow blower in the
vehicles
street,
on
loading in my yard.
4th too, over by Badlands, on most of it's down to about 1 lane through there.
and that's what, when those vehicles or campers or trailers are sitting on the street, that makes it extremely difficult to push snow, right?
What can we do about those vehicles that are parked illegally?
Usually you can call a deputy and have them double and put a tag on it if it's been in for more than, 48 hours. So they could be tagged and towed.
Until when they were towing them all, there was some guy out there trying to hurry up and get his Harley pushed out of the snowbank before they hooked the tow truck.
Yeah, I'll look into that camera. I don't.
It's not licensed.
What it is. Where's that? There's a. Oh, I thought that was yours, Dan.
I got an outfit big enough to roll it in.
But yeah, I noticed the other day that there's a little trailer in the auto delivery parking lot that's been there for about a week. Just a little
Yeah, I seen that.
trailer full of stuff.
Oh, that abandoned trailer?
Is that a good trailer?
Pretty flimsy.
Campers, they go in and out there and we get to remodel them.
Well,
I'm pretty sure that's what it was. I don't know.
Okay, and so help me understand too, that if I am clearing my sidewalk, you don't want me to put it in the street, so where is a good place for me to
Underwater.
put it on my yard?
On your property, yeah.
Okay, all right,
Off your driveway.
Then you won't have to use so much water. next
that's
time.
right, will be watered already, okay. Okay, anything else, Garrett, that you've been working on that you wanna talk to us about?
Oh, no, we've been working on, we're gonna update the kitchen here in the community center. Some new countertops in and try some different flooring and just kind of. I'm gonna look and see if we can find a new, roller door for the. For the window there or something. I know they're making them a lot lighter. Than that. Just something that's, you know, a little tougher, because stuff gets abused pretty bad when. When it's not yours or whatever, so. But yeah, we'll get that stuff ordered and then work on it this winter when we can.
And good job to you and the rest of the fire crew on that quick call out at the turnover semi at the 98.
That was interesting. Yeah, that's another problem we're having too, like. We only get 1 or 2 people to show up to calls anymore, so. 1 or 2 guys are getting pretty tired. But we're gonna have a meeting and talk about it, see if we can do it. Maybe get some younger guys and. More interest in it.
Okay.
That's all I am.
All right. As far as the mayor report, I just wanted to recognize Rick and Sarah for fixing their sidewalk by where your benches were. It looks really nice, and it's great when people update or fix, repair sidewalks, so it makes it for safe walking. I also attended the library commissioner meeting recently. Jerry Dürr and Jordan, the commissioner assistant, came down, visited with Linda and Esther and Gretchen and Stuart and Jamie and myself, talking about the library, because there's such a commotion in Rapid City when the commissioners indicated that all of their contracts had been set up in 2015, and Jerry Dürr kind of led the attempt to start getting all of the contracts kind of on the same page, I guess you might say, and try to make sure that funding was being spent appropriately. So Linda set up a December 10th, which is next Wednesday. Zach will be attending that meeting for us, and they'll be reviewing the contract that they're recommending and looking for board approval there. Also, I had gotten a couple of calls about the sheer addition roads, like Houseville and Lariat Spur. And so with the consensus of the street committee, I authorized Garrett to move ahead, and TDM will be hauling gravel in, or did they start?
Next week.
Okay, next week, and trying to fix some of those places. I had verified with Carolyn that there had been $8,000 sitting in a fund that had been contributed to by people that had bought lots out there. And so it's gonna take a little bit over half of that fund alone to get that gravel out there and get it spread. It's also been indicated in previous city ordinance that because that road was not brought up to grade, or whatever the council clarified that to be, that they would not consider any hard servicing expense for those streets, so it's going to continue to be gravelled. The park bench update, the price is $2,000 a bench. Judy has put out some order forms. She's working with assistance from Roshan to handle the dollars. They would like to have orders by December 10th, so that they can get the benches ordered before the first of the year, because that's the quote on those benches. They will have nameplates on them, so if you wanna make them in memory of or in tribute to, that would be possible, and they would go on our main streets. The pickleball has been talked about. And then I and Roshan both attended Critical Issues Elevate luncheon today. And that was a state of the city, so the mayor spoke at that, and then the chairman of the commission. And one of the things that was brought up, that 4th of July, 250 years, Trump coming to Rushmore, there's gonna be a lot of people coming through here at that time. And there's, different ideas that groups that are working for some things to really emphasize flags, 250 years, so if anybody's got any ideas of things we could do as these people come through, to let them know that, yes, we understand too, that this is a big deal. So if somebody's got some thoughts on that, please do share those with us.
I think we should invite him over for a glass of free ice water.
Yes, absolutely, that'd be great.
That would be great.
Did we work on that, Rick?
Only if they.
I'd have to think about that.
Okay.
He's very busy.
Okay. Are there any items for discussion? No actions would be taken. Does anyone have any items to bring to the attention of the council? If not, the next council meeting is going to be December 18th at 6:30. There is no reason for executive session this evening. And so if no one else.
Okay, me.
You will have the executive session.
being adjourned.
Meeting is adjourned.
Kidding me.